I must admit, I'm a little confused. So no new subscribers happened since we went to break, but somehow we got 3 new subs when I refreshed the stream. So I'm sorry, I've not seen any alerts for this. If you are one of these people and I saw nothing in chat, just know that I appreciate you and thank you very much. But ladies and gentlemen, we are in game 1 of the group finals for the TING Open Korean Group number 2. This will determine the 4th and final member of the round of 16. Spawning in the top right side, we got the blue Terran player aLive. Oh, that might be one of them coming in. In the bottom left side, it's the red Protoss stats. Reppin' Splice. Okay, so maybe it was just like delayed and laggy, or maybe these guys are just awesome. Either way, thank you. Never stop laughing for that Twitch Prime sub, and IO Sauce. IO Sauce. Beep boop. Thank you for that Twitch Prime, man. Thank you both of you guys. I know jokes are made, of course, too, with say Jimmy needs to get himself that Twitch Prime. Save some money in each month. All Good's also asking, was September really extended? Yeah, September was extended to Septober until the 18th. So we've got 3 more days before it's all over and done with. But you know what? I think, like, this is a guess. I don't actually know for sure. But seriously, over the last, like, 3 days, I think 90 or 95% of the subscribers have all been Prime subs anyways. So who cares about September, man? Although I do hope the people who did otherwise sub took advantage of that deal. 50% off is pretty sweet. By the way, small message from Hero, guys. I said... So we talked, I'm like, he's like, when's the round of 16? I said, we'll talk later, right? I gotta find dates that work for everybody. I just love that his response is like, yes, ready to fight. And then does fighting with an exclamation mark. Guys, he's so cute. All right, anyways, yeah, so Hero's out of the group in first place. We will see him come back later in the round of 16 at a to-be-determined date. Do keep in mind that on Twitch, we do update our events tab fairly regularly. So while right now we don't have any of the round of 16 days assigned yet, you'll always be able to see it through our events tab. So that's at the top of the stream. That's a little widget below the stream, whichever direction you want to look. It's a good way to keep up to date with what we're casting and when we're casting it. I'll be trying to include there too who will be casting things, because with Zombie Grub not being here all the time, there are some of you who may specifically want to tune in for Zombie Grub casts, or maybe Maynard casts, or maybe solo casts. So whatever your preference may be, I'll be trying to keep that in that little info section of the casts. I'll probably get lazy and forget to do it, but I will try to at least. Anyways, as mentioned before, aLive unfortunately fell to Hero the first time he played today in that best of 5. And brought it back over Innovation in the losers match to be here in the group finals. I'm gonna say Stats has got a pretty good chance. If Stats could floor Innovation the way he did, and Innovation, all the respect in the world intended with this, like no disrespect meant, he got destroyed by Stats. It was such a, he got floored. So I feel like if Stats can do that to Innovation, I'm on Team Stats to win this finals. But why would you do that? Why would you do that? We got bits and subs coming in. Hold on, guys, one sec. What of mine pops off but misses. Oh, that was such a sick juke out of Stats, and I think he did that on purpose too, guys. That was not luck for timing. He knew there'd be a Widow Mine of some variety, so the idea is that the transfer times out just perfectly to run away from it. That was cool. That was saucy. I like that. The Oracle, of course, comes in now with the Widow Mine on cooldown. Not a lot that can really be done, but aLive, just like Innovation, has got those Vikings out ready to thwart off the Oracles. But sorry, my why would you do that was both directed at Jibby and Akuma Diablo. First off, Jibby, thank you for another 100 bits, man. Still coming in here with, I don't even know how you have any left at this point. Secondly, Akuma Diablo, thank you for that $24.99 sub. That's a tier 3 sub, baby. First off, I hope you took advantage of the half-off deal, so only paid $12 for it. But secondly, I have nothing really I can offer our tier 3 subscribers except for this trolly SpongeBob emote for mocking people in chat. But sincerely, thank you. I can't wait for the day where Twitch actually implements something that I can spoil our tier 3 subs rotten. But until that day comes, unfortunately, there's no real additional benefits other than just supporting the channel and feeling extra good. So again, one last time, thank you, Akuma Diablo. That was in Fuego. I think that's a word. Again, I don't even speak English, guys. It's tough. Revelation tags the army. Stats is playing this very well, actually. I really like the triple, like the Mickey Mouse. Oh, stasis traps he set out here. Chances are aLive trips on one and thinks, okay, that was annoying, keeps on going. Might trip through 2 more and then it's a real problem for stalling out a push. But the funny thing is, like, most of the time, you know, it's pickups and drops. He might not actually run over these anytime soon. Now I forget what he said. He's gonna run over them now. Okay, he sees the one. These are like stealth units in the game. Like, you can see them. It's just sometimes difficult. You're not looking. I'm not sure why you guys think subscribers would want naked photos at tier 3. In fact, at that point, I think you're paying money specifically for me not to show. You know what it is? I said naked photos to all of our subscribers except our tier 3 subs. That's right. You're paying money not to see me naked. I think that's the better deal if we're gonna be honest. I know what I look like naked. By the way, oracles dip around this. There's still stasis traps. There's actually quite a like breadcrumb trail of stasis traps. I think catching units with this is inevitable, but at the same time, aLive's taking a pretty safe approach to this, just triggering them 1 or 2 at a time. Command center sets up over here too, so 3rd base on location. And a warp prism heads on over towards the main. The big thing about these 3 oracles still being alive is they can actually escort the oracle. No, excuse me, they can escort the warp prism pretty nicely. And of course, there's always that detection element. Tagging widow mines is great. Revelation on the army to know where it is better. Oh, but this is a problem. You know, a widow mine doesn't one-shot a warp prism. But it will almost kill it. So if this Viking gets like 3 shots of the warp prism before it goes in there and it eats a widow mine, it's dead, and so is its cargo. So he's got to be very careful where he puts this warp prism. But Fragler, thank you for that sub coming in. Brand new sub. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the Base Trade Brigade. Fruit Seller 24 also priming it up. But guys, we got a really big attack on our hands. Oracle already goes down, but there's no army to respond to this because Stats is literally everywhere. He's in the main. He's in the natural. He's in the 3rd. There's no getting rid of him at this point. Liberators are starting to clean this up, but 15 workers have died. 2 bases were lifted, the main and the 3rd. 1 base mining right now, and aLive has been thrown for a loop through this tri-pronged attack, I guess, if you want to call it that. That was some sick moves out of Stats, literally getting everywhere. But we had Jibby also throw 100 more bits my way. How you... I'm staying tier 1, Kappa. Hey, salute. Rabbithari also 100 bits to say no naked pics necessary. It's like reverse blackmail. I love it. It's genius. Cheer 100 bits if you don't want naked pictures. I'm gonna be rich in like 3 days. Retire early. Retire young. But anyways, Stats for all the chaos he caused, it didn't really cripple aLive. I actually think if he killed more of the army, that would have been more devastating than the workers, because the worker kill count really wasn't that much. 15 SCVs in total. But aLive setting up this wall. He's also, I guess, the beauty of this too. Like we're talking a lot like, oh, did he do enough damage? But the reality is, aLive's not dropping, aLive's not pushing, aLive's not setting up these random ass widow mines, because Stats has been applying the pressure points. So for Stats, it's that classic saying: the best defense is a good offense, and that's exactly what he's been executing this game so far. 2 more adepts coming on in. The wall's not done yet, but he cancels it. Seeing the Liberators would not be worth. Not value. 4th base will be finishing up here in just a sec, and it looks like aLive's going to be moving on towards Liberator range. So, whether you're a Korean Terran player or a North American low league player, I think at the end of the day, Liberators can snowball and look really ridiculous if you get that range upgrade. And I think even players who are perhaps not so good at the game could win games they shouldn't if Liberators are executed correctly. We've been seeing very different responses to Liberators out of Protoss 2. I still think my favorite of recent days has been the Resonating Glaives. Nope, why am I saying that? I'm looking at the Adepts. The Phoenix weapon range increase. Anion Pulse Crystals. There you go. But Tempest, Void Rays, we've seen a whole plethora of things to try and remove the Liberator equation from play. There's a lot of cool counterplay around it too. Like a Colossus, for example, does not counter a Liberator, but a Colossus can reach underneath the Liberator and kill the units that are guarding the Liberator. Things like this. Stasis Trap up here does get scanned. That's kind of annoying to see. I don't think there's enough Stalkers for this fight, though, so falling back is probably his best course of action. There are storms available, and a lot of storms at that, too. Wells goes on, coming in the backside with some zealots. I don't know if aLive has any army segment to decide to deal with this. If he dropped in the third, stats may have gotten away with a lot of damage, but this transfer seems crazy. Oh, he lets a couple go through to get to the third. That's actually clever. Now unloading the zealots in the main. I don't know if he'll have time to actually warp anything in, because he's a Liberator hot on his heels. So basically, the Warp Prism will die in a million years. Oh, actually a Viking comes in. I take it back. Tempests are being the selection here to deal with the Liberators, so I'm torn on this. Tempests, you know, they take a little bit more supply. They're a little bit harder to justify having in the army. And they take way too many shots to actually kill a Liberator outright, like the one-shot scenario. But with that range, you can force fights out that otherwise the Terran player can't ignore, lest they continue to bleed units. Rifkin, don't cast Scrabble games. How would you even cast a Scrabble game, right? Spawning here in the middle of the board, looking for that triple word score. Starts off with A, P, P. I think it's an apple. L, E. It's an apple. He's gone for an apple. Scrabble was always so dumb. I felt like, because my parents would want to play when we were young. I'm like, you know more words than me. This is like cheating. One of my pops off, so let's take a little bit of pepper to the face, but they're killing a lot of depots and opening the wall for the adepts to maybe transfer through later. Also positioning northward, still Stats has a lot of Templar with very high energy banks, to the point where an EMP might not even get all of them, and even if it does, it still might not take away all their energy for storms, especially if they're maxed out. I do like to see Ghost though. I like Ghost a lot for this. I think EMPs, whether it's for specifically the energy-based units to drain them of their energy, or whether it's just to take the shields off the Protoss, this is a great addition to aLive's army. He's got a really good amount of Marauders underneath this too to keep the Stalkers from blinking in, but the problem I fear for aLive is I don't like his anti-air. I don't actually know if there's going to be enough Marines to fight this. Add in the element of one or two of these storms, and maybe the Tempests actually end up having nothing to shoot back at them. But ooh, that dive in out of aLive picks off two of the Templars, so forget what I'm saying. That's a nice start to this. Big attack coming from the south side too. Zealots and Adepts from earlier that had pulled back are going back in for round 2. But looks like Woodamines and that Liberator are going to be a little bit much. Can we not get a hashtag for release the pictures going? That's just gonna cause problems. And I don't mean the actual act of releasing pictures, but people just wondering what pictures we're asking to release. EMP hits the core of the Adepts. Auto attack from the Ghost also deals quite a bit of damage to light units. 24 a shot, so the Adepts are picked off fairly quickly. Almost meeting in the middle of the map. A little bit scary for aLive, who decides to back away from this, seeing some of this army. Floating Factory sees the Warp Prism too, a little bit awkward. He doesn't really have anything that can reach over for that. Actually, he still has a Viking, I believe, somewhere. A couple of them even, yeah. Oh, Depot's in the main. That's a lot of SCVs. 3 of them. That's not a lot. That was wrong. 3 SCVs is not a lot. But this is. So I take it back. I was right. Yeah, there's a lot of SCVs in the main doing nothing. Get wrecked, Rifkin. Idiot. But the Viking count's starting to build up in a big way. I think most Terran players will agree if you can get away with not having Vikings, you're going to have a much better life, but the reality of the situation is he's going to need some Vikings. My concern though is if you invest too much in the Vikings, the Tempest swap back in the other direction, so the Colossus come out, that ground army won't hold. Also, aLive has a lot of Ghosts coming into play. This is great for the amount of EMPs they'll add to the army, but all things considered, Ghosts, they don't do very well. There's a Terran player back in the day, a Russian Terran player, Happy. Some of you guys may remember him. Some of my favorite games are him going mass Ghosts. Unfortunately, despite whether you're Beyond or Happy or otherwise, Ghosts just don't do a lot of damage to Stalkers and Immortals and the mechanical unit side of things, so. Very expensive units. Gotta land those EMPs. Vikings managed to pick off one of the Tempests, and the EMPs are a little bit weak. More DTs coming into the natural base. The first 3 did focus down the missile turret that was here. So going to be dependent entirely on scans for detection. These DTs might just kill stats, actually. Is aLive actually is so busy focused on this part of the army, but he looks away for a second for the DTs and then loses him the ghost, which means those EMPs, all these storms are hitting the Vikings, soaking all that damage. They're not going to take the Tempest out of the equation, but the Tempests aren't so important anymore because there's no Liberators. The Tempests are kind of just like big units floating in the sky. GGs get called and stats takes game number 1. But guys, I got a little bit of the yesterdays coming into play. I'm going to be sticking in a couple ad breaks here and there, not because I'm greedy, but my throat's killing me, so give me a minute and we'll be back for game 2 when we get back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Game number 2 here in the finals. By the way, quick thank you for all your concern in chat, guys. I'll touch on this in a moment, but let's get the intros first. You're watching the TING Open. If you're watching from the United States, do me a favor. Hit up this link over here on bttv.ting.com. Claim yourself $25 in credit. Get something on the store for cheap, or consider signing up for TING services. We should be crystal clear, though. TING is a phone service in the United States only that is looking to help you save some money on your phone bill. TING might not be for you, and TING is not trying to like desperately grab customers. They genuinely only want to help people who would actually benefit from their services. So hit up their savings calculator, see if you would actually benefit from using TING, and make sure to do it on bttv.ting.com. Spawning here on the top left side of the map, we got the blue Protoss up 1-0. It splices stats. And the bottom right, we got the red Terran aLive. Also, we haven't talked about it much today, guys, but do me a favor, type in !match_Reno in chat if you got it. Head on over, use the coupon code TINGOPEN to add $1 to the prize pool for free. On top of this, too, that prize pool continues to grow. Quick reminder that all of these players competing in this tournament, the top 16 will get paid. Top 16 players make it to the prize money. So all they got to do is get out of this group alive, and they're in the money. On top of this, there's cool swag items that'll be added throughout the season. Right now, I think there's just shirts and SIM cards. And again, like if you buy that shirt, it's 20 bucks on the page. 20 bucks gets added to the prize pool. TING is matching it. It's really awesome. They're fantastic people to work with. And I'm glad we're in Season 4. I hope we get enough for Season 5. As I write out the hype from that statement. But lots of little bits here and there. Thank you guys again for those GGs as we come through the ends of these games. And again, hopefully I haven't missed anybody with subs today. Today's been another just phenomenal day of streaming. Max Diesel Power or whatever. Sorry, Diesel Max Power. Man, I can't do names today. Acid Chat, by the way, is 4,000 viewers the normal for the channel. It seems for a lot of these TING groups, we're seeing really high viewership for it. It's fantastic. On the Alima League, we had like 6.5K the other day. BTSL. It has not been the normal, but lately it has become the normal, and I'm not sure why. More people just tuning in, less going on, you name it. Either way, we've gone from like a peak average of like 2,000 to like 4,000, which is cool to see. I don't know why I said that like Christopher Walken 2000s. I'm talking like this. I don't know what I'm doing. Save me, guys. My own insanity is creeping in too close. Fothu, thank you for the 500 bitty bits. Hashtag release the nudes. No. It would take many brave dudes to release these nudes. And you don't want to see them, man. aLive's just kind of chilling outside the base with the Reaper. Maybe hoping to go in for the scout. Let's take a look at what he saw. It was enough. He saw... Actually, I love this. This is such the perfect scout. He didn't see gases and he didn't see the Stargate, but what he did see was a natural base and 2 pylons in the main. This is enough to tell him there's no proxies. The problem is, it doesn't tell him what exactly is coming his way, so he's got to play a little bit blind and a little bit catch-all. So he's gone for the Cyclone, which is a great defense against anything on the ground. He's got a Widowmine, which maybe catches an Oracle. Oh, does he really? You maybe think it's a proxy with that positioning, I don't know. Anyways, I think there should be enough here to defend this. The Cyclone's going to be that nice little cinch here for the defense. Now with the Engineering Bay coming up too, we'll see turrets come down and future Oracles should not be a problem. But I just realized he took the time to knock down his rocks. Doing so bought himself a lot of time as the Adepts are now on the wrong side. They got to transfer through one more time. And Jippy, man, no, legit. Stop with the bits. I love your face so much, dude. Stop it. I don't want you to... I want you to be able to eat later, man. 300 more bits says nude bit goal. Kappa, kappa, kappa. Kappa, kappa, Reno. Thank you. I guess the Oracles aren't really going to get a lot done here. I think they know this too. They could dip in and maybe catch 1 or 2 of the SCVs, but so many Marines are right here. Yeah, casts Revelation and walks away. Stats does take a third base behind this, but this kind of plays back into the whole, like, if Stats wants to take a third, if Stats wants to take a fourth, applying a little bit of pressure is probably the best way to do this, to keep aLive from dropping, and to keep aLive from being the one who does the aggression and poking and liberators and all these annoying things. What's this about nudes? Darius asks as he joins in towards the end of the stream. Good morning. Oh, faithful bad admin, how are you doing today? Yo, I can't believe that one of mine actually got something. Are you kidding me? I'm fucking so pissed off right now. Is probably what Stats is saying in his head, but in Korean, because I doubt he thinks in English. Although, do we really know that we think in any language? This is gonna get to some deep conversations. Anyways, no, seriously, that one of mine, I'm shocked that it caught something, but it caught one of the oracles on the way out. That's pretty damn nice. Meanwhile, no turrets were put up. I was actually a little bit concerned about this for the brief moment that it was not happening, but it looks like between the Marines and his amazingly placed Widow Mines, they're not entirely necessary. The oracles are just a little annoying. But still, it just draws back to the fact that, you know, aLive's not pushing out. He might decide to go out now that the medevacs are about to spawn, but... Ooh, I like this Liberator actually quite a bit. There's no sweet spot. Oh, that is quite the pylon. That's quite the important pylon. That is a pylon that has such importance, it would have to be named after an important person. So that's a George Washington pylon. An Elon Musk pylon. Oh, it says this one too. Stats, please. Maybe we'll see extra pylons placed down later, but for now, they're not really gonna be a problem. Liberators can't shoot buildings. Memes can't melt these. Jet fuel can't melt steel memes. Oh, I messed that up. Damn it. One of the nice things about that, though, the Liberator's it was kind of a failure, let's be honest. It didn't even kill a stalker, got a probe or something, but it did scout all the many gateways that were coming down, and you got to see all the tech in the main with Chronos on top of both Forge and Twilight Council, so this is kind of a nice point for aLive. It's not a real weak point, but he's fully aware that having just planted, like, he saw the gateways finishing is my point, and thus knows that a lot of money was just put into production and not actually available for units just yet. But unfortunately, it's not the case. Stats actually had such a wonderful bank that even before he put any of those gateways down, so he's sitting there on 700 minerals, 900 minerals, he'll warp in defense, no problem. Widow Mines might get some kills here. Oh, Widow Mines will definitely get some kills here. Oh, come on, are you kidding me? This one is garbage. Go home, you're fired. Okay, well, this should have been so much worse. Since these two drops haven't really been able to accomplish much, the Widow Mines work some cool potential, but due to ineptitude and quick response time, Stats will clean those up before they get too many kills. Ooh, this could be a problem. aLive just moved out with everything. There's some production coming, so, you know, random Marauders and Marines, they'll be out in a moment. Liberator can set up 2, but there's already 12 workers dead, and aLive is now in a position where he's just gotta go with it, man. I didn't realize the depths got over here too, so seriously, this SCV count is a problem. There's no mining going on. He's literally on 0 mineral income because he's just rallied them all away. Now, he's taking a pretty good fight over here, all things considered, but unfortunately, I think these force fields will keep us from ending the game, and 25 workers killed, new warp-ins towards the main. aLive has had no income through all of this. No mules mining, no SCVs. Like, he's literally just transferring back and forth and taps out. Stats takes game number 2. I mean, Protoss is gross and terrible for a lot of different reasons, but Stats is handling it really well. Like, I would love to balance one. I would be the first one to join you guys on that Protoss hate train, but you gotta respect what Stats is doing, and he's doing it well. Anyways, this might be the last game. I'm unsure. Either way, again, a small commercial break. My apologies. I love your faces. We'll see you in 2 minutes for game number 3. All right, guys. It might be the last game in the series. He's up 2-0, and he's looking good. And he's got a phenomenal team at his back. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Splice Stats. With his opponent fighting for his life desperate and on the verge of defeat. It's the Red Terran, aLive. Also, let's do a quick recap, man. Today has just been insane. We got 182 new followers. Quick, just mention, guys, hit the follow button if you haven't already. We got so much StarCraft on the way coming up in these near days. Everything, we're trying to squeeze in as much as we can before we leave for TwitchCon. So please hit the follow button. Don't miss out on anything we got going on the channel. Plus, it doesn't cost you anything to do so. It's right up there at the top right. Hit that little follow button. On top of this, we got 36 new subscribers. This is insane. On top of the incredible 52,000 bits. This is like mostly Jibby and Dovenwolf, but still, bits are bits. That's some crazy bits. You know what I'm saying? So again, thank you guys so much. I hope you've enjoyed the group. On top is 4,000 viewers. This is the best. This is the bee's knees. Wow, I'm really old if I'm saying phrases like that. There's gotta be something cool. This is lit AF. Yeah, ecstasy. I feel like I'm on ecstasy because drugs are cool. Hey. Yeah, 3,000. Literally over the half the bits today came from Jibby25. So again, actually, if we can, just a brief round of applause. If you don't have the Ace TC emote, guys, give him some hearts. Jibby25 has really been the stream hero, because let's not forget, this guy also threw like 150 bucks into the TING prize pool. This guy's just all over the place with awesomeness. So again, Jibby25, man. You can't see my face right now, but I'm saluting you. Thank you so much. Reaper gets up into the main. Dodges past the Adept, actually. But this looks all too similar. This is like every time we've seen stats, he does the same build in the same location, the exact same Stargate placement, which the Reaper will not see as per usual. In fact, the Reaper very awkwardly didn't confirm whether there was a natural. Okay, now it does. I was like, oh god, aLive, please. It's actually outrunning the Adept, though. If this hops up to the main, he will see the Stargate, so confirms that. Sees the timing too, as it literally finishes as he gets there. Now at home, he can decide probably like, yeah, I'm gonna assume a Viking, because that's what most of these Korean Terrans have done today to deal with any sort of Oracle pressure, combined with the fact that maybe there's a Widowmine, a couple of Marines, you name it. Jibby25, the man, the myth, the legend! Yeah. Grifkin baited me into donating bits. It's not fair. Baby rage. Ugh. In fairness, I think Dovenwolf's the one who baited you, dude. You guys had that slapfest going on, not me. Although, hopefully it'll be a while before we see you dethroned so you can enjoy your time as Bit Boss for a couple of streams. Maybe. Of course, today is Sunday. Quick reminder that tomorrow we'll be back with the Corsair Cup. So, having some more European StarCraft on the channel at 10 a.m. Pacific. Hopefully you guys will come back for that too. Oracle hits the main. Widowmine going off on the Adept means there's no Widowmine to go off on the Oracle, but that's okay. I kid you not. aLive once again. Like, this is so crazy to me. This feels like last game. It's just like they put the same units in the same spots, just in a different map. Like, bottom left, got the Oracle. Like, it was... I'm having a weird time because I'm pretty out of it already, having woken up so early to cast this and being so exhausted, but like, this is messing with me. This is like, this feels like deja vu, but in StarCraft. A glitch in the Matrix, perhaps? Question mark? Oh my god. Trying to get those shots. Dodges out of that Widowmine really well, and actually stats keeps that Oracle alive. I was a little bit worried he would get greedy, to be honest with you, but he's not played greedy at all today so far, so I shouldn't be thinking that at all. And this 2-0 lead has been well earned so far. Not making mistakes like what I was worried him doing. But Stim, combat shields +1, we got that timing train coming out, and trains always run on time? What am I even saying anymore? This garbage spewing out of my mouth. Stats is taking the time to lay down stasis traps too. This last time, as we witnessed, was handled well by aLive by just simply triggering one and waiting. But the stasis traps are kind of like creep tumors at best. You know, it's not really going to buy him a lot of time. It just buys him some time. Regardless, though, this gave him plenty of time to get his third base up, and of course, the main has all that production coming out, and again with a very important pylon. the Abraham Lincoln pylon. Wait, did Abraham Lincoln... Okay, this is where you guys are gonna make fun of me for my lack of knowledge of American history. Abraham Lincoln fought against the South, right? Which would be perfect for this series, because aLive spawned down to the southern side of the map. Hey. So now I solidify that as my Abraham Lincoln pylon. Plus, we all know Abraham Lincoln was a vampire hunter. Yeah, Marcos has got it in chat. Yo, okay. It was a B movie. It was not made to be an amazing movie, but I loved Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, okay? I like terrible movies, guys. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter and Wild Wild West. I could watch both of those back to back. Those are my jam. Now that I've officially alienated all the people with good taste in chat, welcome to the end of the series, guys. Overcharge pops off, but there was no push out of aLive. I think he was playing back anyways, realizing there's too many chances that the force fields screw him over in that engagement. Meanwhile, looks like we have a warp prism heading on over to the natural base. What am I? Ooh, what am I here? Actually, this is so dangerous. Warp prism's gonna go down to pretty much anything that shoots at it now. So the adepts are just gonna get a couple of SCV kills. Suggest a couple of SC kills like it's nothing. Racks up 9, 10. If these folks frankly get 11, shot Marines instead. Another warping got off in the main. This should not have happened. These adepts are going to be hell to deal with because he's not racing the depots. So they just transfer through freely. Escape the Marine fire, get on top of more SCVs. This went from barely any workers killed to like 31 very quickly. aLive now making that choice to abandon ship at home and stop paying attention. The force fields block him out of the base. He drops in the main. This is definitely desperation. And this is just too much damage back at home. He's not even trying to clean it up anymore. He's just letting it go. He's like, it is what it is. I just gotta deal with it. Down to 20 SCVs. Granted, it's on 3 bases, but not 3 orbitals. And I think this is it, guys. I think Stats has locked it down. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not over till the fat lady sings and all that stuff, but he's still bleeding out more. There's just no way. There's just, ow. There we go. I like hit my own face as I flung my hands up in excitement. But ladies and gentlemen, the power of Splice. Stats is joining the round of 16 alongside his teammate Solar, and they're going to be playing that round of 16 group together. So we've got a Laser, we've got Solar, we got Stats, and we got Hero. I think it's safe to say rest in peace, Laser. It was a nice run while you had it, but I really thought there'd be like Terran dominance out of the Korean group, because that's what we see through all the weekly cups, through all the big tournament plays, but not a single Terran, not a single Korean Terran got out of the Korean groups. Balance problems much? Blizzard? But I should note, actually, we still do have another group of Koreans to play, except it was the qualifier group, not the official, like, Korean group. So, if you guys haven't seen the actual brackets for those, the other 2 groups we have up for play, the Korean group is Keen, Impact, Hurricane, and Jakshi. Then the European group is sort of Zanster, Goblin, and Denver. So we have 2 groups remaining for the Ting Open before we hit the round of 16. The round of 16 is going to be 4 more groups that look exactly like this style of group. There's no much change in here. But we know the European group is Mana, Hearthstone, Snoot, and DNS. We know the North American group is Neeb, Scarlet, Jon Snow, Masa. Like I said, literally all the people who are at Kings of the North. And then, yeah, Solar, a Laser, Hero, and now Stats. We have 3 out of the 4 round of 16 groups figured out, and those are also players who are all officially in the money for this. Again, as the Matcherino page has a good indication of who's getting paid what. But yeah, do me a favor, if you guys enjoyed the show, hit the follow button. Make sure you come back tomorrow for the Corsair Cup. We're taking a small break from group bracket format as we're used to seeing here, and it'll be an open cup. So we'll see some players hopefully showing some good games tomorrow. Some amateurs, some pros, good mix of both. Either way, that's happening at 10 a.m. Pacific. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. We're going to go to some last words from our sponsors. But before we do, I just want to show off these cards one more time. So if you didn't see them earlier, I'm only showing these off, A, because I'm proud of it. I took a lot of time to design these. But secondly, I want you guys to take these off my hand. So if you see us at TwitchCon, you see us at BlizzCon, Jibby, what did I fucking tell you? What did I fucking tell you, Jibby? Thank you, Jimmy, for the 1,000 bits. He says, solid cast today. See you next time, stream. Have a good night, Jimmy. Get some sleep, man. But anyways, to show off these cards, the design on the front of the card is done by a person in chat. He's a great artist. His name is 47ness. He gave us permission to do this. We just got base trade at the bottom. It's our own little Kappa card style on the front. And then on the back, we got two versions. There's the Zombie Grub version, and there's the Rifkin version. Yo, look how cool the Rifkin version is. I'm just saying. No, they're both great. I took a lot of time designing both of them. So I hope you guys like these. I hope you'll pick these cards off of us. I hope you'll get us to sign these cards for you too. Remember, this can be free. We're not charging for these or anything. So if you see us at these events, just come say hi. Ask for the card if we got it. If we have one, happily give it to you. But yeah, I'm really excited to hand these out. But yeah, I am so done. I'm so tired. I'm gonna go right back to sleep. I woke up at 1 a.m. by mistake. I beat my alarm clock by 3 hours. You never want to beat your alarm clock by 3 hours. So with that, we're gonna end the stream. We'll play the sponsored ad break here. We're gonna host somebody afterwards. Hopefully you guys give them some love. But yeah, thanks again for watching, everybody. Have a great day if you are taking off. Make sure to follow the channel at BaseTradeTV. Follow me on Twitter at Riff_Kings. Check out our other sponsors down below. Yo, if you guys don't have the most amazing comfortable under in the world, it's because you don't already have a pair of MeUndies. Extended, yes. Link, get 20% off. It's free shipping for Canada and the United States. And yo, this underwear is seriously comfy as fuck. So get on that. Otherwise, again, thank you everyone for joining us. Check out the Corsair Gear. Consider subscribing. All that good stuff. One last word from Ting. See you guys later.